It's 11th June 2024. The time is 2 pm. We are now at Sarchu in Himachal Pradesh. Very soon we will be entering Ladakh. Today we are on our way to Leh from Jispa. We started early in the morning from Jispa, but we got delayed at Darcha because of an army convoy movement and we lost 2.5 hours there. Then we crossed Deepak Tal, Zingzing Bar, Suraj Tal, Baralacha Pass, Kilang Sarai and then reached Sarchu. We had a light lunch in Sarchu and then we are now proceeding towards the Gata Loops. We have the Sarap river to our left, accompanying us till probably the Gata Loops. The road here seems to be new. I wish the whole route becomes as smooth as this. But then the fun of off-roading and all the adventure will be gone. This is the Twing Twing Bridge crossing one of the tributaries of the Sarap River. The scenic beauty of this place is simply out of the world, especially with the clear blue sky, white clouds and the barren mountains. The mountains will be barren like this without any vegetation till probably we reach Upshi village near Leh. There's no official board with Welcome to Ladakh written on it, but we are now finally entering Ladakh at 2:10 pm. Who am I to welcome you guys to Ladakh? I am just a miniature creature, super excited to finally set my little feet in the land of Lama. The feeling can be expressed in words. These bridges here have nice names. The one we crossed just now was Brandy Bridge. I was surprised to see the name of the next bridge too. Here comes the Whiskey Bridge. The road suddenly becomes narrow here. It's 2:20 pm and we are just entering the Gata Loops. The altitude at the base is 13,780 feet, while at the end of 21 hairpin bends, we will climb up at 15,302 feet. The interesting fact is that these loops are haunted. Driving on Gata Loops needs a lot of mental strength along with skills of driving on the mountains. Plus, you have to be very patient and not make silly overtakes. These are extremely narrow roads with steep bends and heavy trucks plying up and down. You have to be very careful about the traffic ahead and give pass to the incoming traffic to avoid getting stuck. If you are careless, this is what happens. Look at the white and black Fortuners. They overtook like heroes and then they have to take reverse. It's difficult and risky to reverse like this on the narrow mountain roads with sharp bends. The truck drivers, I must say, drive extremely wisely on these Gata Loops. The roads are so narrow they often land up in mishaps due to slippage of tires on the loose soil. Again, that black Scorpio was trying to be a hero. I must repeat, there is no place for heroism on Gata Loops. As BRO says, don't be a Gama in the land of Lama. We have just crossed the first hairpin bend and we are already getting a taste of the Gata Loops. Finally, I must say, Gata Loops are not for racing. Please drive wisely and carefully here if you want to reach your destination safely. Many of you who have done your research on Gata Loops must know the legend here and why it is, or rather it was, haunted. It was in the month of October in the year 1999. A mishap happened here. There are two versions of the stories. The first story goes like this. It was starting to snow and the roads were getting closed in October of 1999. A truck needed to reach Leh urgently. Some say diesel stock was exhausted in Leh. The truck crossed Rohtang Pass and proceeded towards Leh. After a heavy snowfall, Rohtang was closed. Some say that the truck was the last vehicle to cross Rohtang. So much so, it was actually the only vehicle on the Leh-Manali highway. Somehow the truck reached Gata Loops. While it was climbing the loops, at the 19th hairpin bend, it broke down. The truck driver didn't get help and was unable to fix his truck. His helper got sick. He asked his helper to stay in the truck while he walked down miles to reach back to Sarchu to get some help. Just after that, due to heavy snowfall, even the Gata Loops got closed and no one could reach the truck for weeks. Weeks later, as the snow could be cleared, a team found the truck with the deceased body of the helper. Another version of the story says that a bus broke down at the 19th hairpin bend. As the bus conductor got down and tried to place stones and boulders under the wheels, the bus driver couldn't control the bus and it rolled back, crushing the poor helper under its wheels. The driver was afraid of an arrest and he tried to flee from the scene. As he was escaping, the conductor, who was still alive, pleaded for some water, but the driver didn't listen to him and he fled the scene. After these alleged incidents, many travelers on this route reported that they came across a beggar while crossing the Gata Loops. The beggar used to ask for water as if he was dying of thirst. Those who didn't help found extreme difficulty in the rest of their journey, while those who stopped to help and handed over a bottle of water to the beggar saw the bottles drop on the ground as if the hands of the beggar were a shadow or an illusion. Years later, locals built a small temple at the exact site of burial of the deceased person on the 19th hairpin bend. Travelers on this route place water bottles, tobacco items and so on while crossing this ghost temple for the peace of his soul. Such uncanny incidents haven't been reported for many years thereafter. So here comes the 19th hairpin bend and the ghost temple of Gata Loops. We have 2 more loops to cross and we will be done with Gata Loops for today. We are now crossing the last or the 21st hairpin bend of the Gata Loops. It's 3 p.m. now and we have safely crossed the Gata Loops. Leh is still 220 kilometers from here. We have to reach Leh today because our hotel rooms are booked. It's a difficult task ahead, especially because we have just 4 to 4.5 hours before it gets dark.